Hey,
I'm vibing like you today.
I know, right? We're twins, twinsing.
Oh man, welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. The delay is definitely my fault today. What's up, beautiful people? Because I'm not suited and booted because I'm literally at Miami Media School. I had to do a remote here, and they have a contest to let people be on the radio with me here at Miami Media School. So I'm still
Oh,
here.
cool.
Yeah, I'm still like in their little, setup area, one of their little studios. So please excuse my normal attire. Normally I'd be in my suit and tie or my blazer, but
Yeah,
it,
but you're in your radio clothes today, so
yeah, right. But it was more important to still connect with the peeps, and I'm so excited about this discussion we're gonna have today. But my name is Papa Keith from 1035 The Beat. Also came up and founded this amazing organization called Just Vote Period, which is designed to get younger folks activated, definitely registered to vote, and a part of democracy, understanding how powerful their vote is. You know what I mean? So that's what we do. My amazing co-host is the one and only Janey Tate,
all
founder
right.
and CEO of High Low News, our very hyper local news that keeps us on track, digestible news for the black and brown millennials to keep y'all on track of what's happening, man. So this is what we do collectively, and we said, man, let's take it to the next level and put together this podcast. It's a labor of love. We have no sponsors. We just scrape up our little change, put it together to make it happen, and
That
here
part.
we are.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Look, I am still like just reaching out to people because I want to get as many people as possible to
Yeah, I'm
tune in
doing
because
it.
I feel like the show is going to be, a good one. So
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
make
Y'all
sure
are
that we're sending it, to people. So that's part of our promo that we do.
on that note, we would like if everybody in here would also share it with a friend, and we're gonna have a really cool conversation, kind of a loose conversation about our experience at the Congressional Black Caucus the past weekend. So it should be entertaining. It's gonna be fun. We have some slides and some cool, shit that we're gonna be showing y'all. So get ready for it. All right, it's gonna be lots of fun.
No, definitely, definitely. And I just really pretty much said that because if you see my head down, I'm not being rude. I'm just we kind of like we just wanted to get the show started because we were so behind, but it was like, oh shit, we didn't give ourselves enough time to do what we usually do to,
That
to, to
part.
get the show going. So tonight, but it's just me and PK tonight. So we rolling with the punches. It's live like we do, So
Mhm.
just we it's a casual show. PK actually is casual. I had to convince him not to go put on his blazer and
I
take a nap.
know, because
I'm like, PK,
I'm big on consistency. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on like, yo, this is what I'm
oh,
delivering. This is
so
what
I
I'm
must be
delivering.
inconsistent as fuck is how I show up here because sometimes it's glam, sometimes it's not. But uh, you was waiting on the text at the door, yes. That's a lot of our people. They be waiting on that text because sometimes they be like, I don't know, are they on yet? So that's a part of it too. But yeah, tonight's gonna be a fun conversation because we were in DC,
Yeah,
and yeah, it was a time. It was a time.
it was, and I'm not a DC guy, so I'm fairly new to politics. As
Hmm.
most of you know. So I think I was at DC when I was a jit. And went and looked at some monuments like at a young age, but I don't travel to DC frequently. I'm an island guy. I go to the Caribbean, or I'll travel, the world, and look around and see what's going on. So this was fun for me. It was a very short trip, in and out.
So
Man,
so short. I don't even think we were there 24 hours.
that that part for real. But yeah. So let's get into it. You want to narrate the? You want to start the narration?
I'm trying to think where to begin because for this trip, it was like like, I'm almost like, should we tell them like what Congressional Black Caucus is, or should we just kind of go into our?
I think that, well, that's what I wanted you to do actually. So please, if you could tell them what it is
I'm
and
trying
tell
to
them
see,
about.
do we have any links? Let me see if we have anything that like a visual that could show.
Or even your
Um,
experience with it, because I was a newbie. It was my first time ever going
yeah,
to the
what I'm
congression.
gonna do is I want to pull up something from Instagram just as a
Right. In the
visual.
meantime, I'm gonna just shout out people who tapping in. My
Yeah.
sister's tapping in for the first time. Shout out to Kelly Cool. Yeah, it's the
Really?
first time she's tapping in. Tangela, I see you.
Hi.
So I guess you were out there, Tangela. Shout out to the
Hey,
to the
Tangela.
fam, both of our families in there checking in. Our loyal listeners. Trevor Bramble, he makes watches and he's a designer and he's doing this thing as well. You know what I mean? So we just want to welcome, especially our first timers, to the podcast. And don't forget to hit that what's that button we need them to hit? That subscribe
The
button.
subscribe button,
Yeah,
like,
do us a
subscribe,
favor.
comment, helps us with the algorithm.
It sure does. So if you tapping in with us for the first time, please do your part and like and subscribe. And then yeah, we're gonna get this show on the road and have some good conversations. And also feel free to hit us up in the comments. You know what I mean? And let us know if you got any questions about our trips that we're not speaking on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tontis. I see you. Shout out to I Braid. What's good? Fire Foosh in the building. Derek, our show producer. Isis, happy belated birthday. Don't kill me. I sent you money.
Oh,
Um,
Isis.
yeah,
Happy birthday, babe.
yeah. So shout out to South Florida Caribbean News as well. Love, man. Thanks for
Oh,
tapping in.
hey, what's up? What's up?
We got a lot
Um,
of people tapped in. Let's do it.
I love it. Yes, the numbers are going up. So yes, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Okay. So I want to share this page real quick if you guys will let me, just to give y'all I like to give sometimes a little visual representation of stuff. So let me remove this here so y'all can see us. Get this frame out of here. And just give a little bit of branding. So here we are. So this is the Congressional Black Caucus's Instagram page, but they had some really cool video on here. So I just want to use this as like a little visual. So Aldis Hodge and Samantha Walks, they were the hosts of the Congressional Black Caucus. But just to give you just kind of like the pedigree of what the event is. And so the Congressional Black Caucus, and there are different caucuses in federal government, and even they exist too on the state level as well. But they essentially advocate for the needs of whatever that group is. And so they also too work together on different initiatives and bills and things like that. And I'm giving you very much a generic explanation of it, but it's pretty much like we're the people, we're for the lack of better words, we're the blacks, and we're going to advocate for the blacks, and we want to pass laws for the blacks, and we want to amplify the blacks, and we want to convene with the blacks. And you kind of need that sometime within government, because sometimes that's how groups get overlooked. And so caucuses allow you to be able to do that. And so the Congressional Black Caucus Annual Legislative Conference is a conference they've been doing for 50 years to highlight legislative issues that are going on that year, things that they're focused on, things that they want the community to know. And it's an interesting intersection of different industries that come to this conference. So you'll see a lot of people in the nonprofit space, of course, the government and political space, but you'll see media there. I'm there, because we cover politics and news, but you may also see businesses there, business owners and entrepreneurs or big brands, because of the government contracting and maybe, supporting campaigns of elected officials that you want to win. So you see a lot of intersection of business, nonprofit, government, and politics in one place. And I would say, just for someone who is in, in business, or if you're working at nonprofit space, or if you're trying to get into government, you definitely want to come to the Congressional Black Caucus. And outside of that, it's a good effing time. Like Aldis Hodge is the host, and then PK was telling me he saw Nicole Ari Parker there. Like, it's celebrity there. Last year I saw Lawrence Tate. He was on a panel that Frederica Wilson, our congresswoman, did. And so it's like you got celebrity there too. That's also to that intersection as well. And the panels are dope. You have the parties going on every night. Like each state will have their own party. So you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the New York party. I'm gonna go to the Florida party. Then sometimes too, different like regions will have their own events, and we'll get into like what Miami-Dade did. But even two people were like, oh, I went to the Philly party, or I went to the Houston party, or I went to this party. So it's like everybody like puts on for their city, so to speak, or their state or their area. And it's a good effort time. I really like it. It's definitely the Bougettos. It's the Divine Nines. It's the Black professionals. It's that type of crowd. However, I do feel like it is something there for everyone. Especially, and I feel like everybody, especially Black professionals, everybody, and even just professionals in general, because PK and I were talking to my former boss, but his coworker. She was saying that she would go. Shout out to Denzel Burnside in the building. He was there. Shout out to North Carolina Housing Table. See, nonprofits, like it's a good time. And I would encourage anyone to go once and experience it. And it honestly made me think of, like, for myself, I was like, let me look up different caucuses to see what they do and go attend and see how they get down. I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna never be like us melanated people, because we are the sauce, we are the magic. But just to be able to network and convene with other people, different walks of people, I wanted to see, because I'm like, if the Black Caucus is giving this, what the other one's giving? But that's just like an overview of what the week, because I think it starts on Tuesday or Wednesday of like that week, and then it ends on maybe, I think the last day is Saturday. Yes. Always a great time, right, Eric? And I know you're from the DMV area, so you know all about the Black Caucus weekend. But yeah, that's our overall spiel. I want us to get into our nitty gritty of what we was doing and why did we go to the Black Caucus. So PK, tell the people why we ended up going to the Black Caucus and how that all came about.
All right, so this is really cool. So I can't remember if I was at the radio station and I get this email and it's like, hey, I should have pulled it up. Let me see if I can pull it up so I can read it, because the email is really, really, really cool. And I was like so touched. But before I tell you about the email, I'm gonna tell you, like, I thought that I was originally invited to the Phoenix Awards dinner, which is like the main attraction for the whole week of events. It's like
that's what Aldous Hodge was hosting with that beautiful woman. Just for context.
Right? So I got invited to that, but it's an award dinner. So at first I thought, like, oh shit, I'm getting an award, like, you know what I mean? But they just don't something, like, are they gonna give me an award? But they just not saying it. Are they surprising me? Because y'all, I had no idea about no Congressional Black or Caucus. So
he really did not know what he was.
I walked into this blindly, but when I got the invite, for some reason, something moved me and was like, "Yo, you need to be there. Like, you deserve to be there." It just felt right, So I'm not gonna waste the time and look for it or even read it, but I'll just get right to it. So I got invited by Congresswoman Sheila Sheffield McCormick. She's District 20, U.S. Congress. That's big. So bigger than senators, bigger than your mayors, bigger than all of that, right?
Well, you got to clarify, because she's not bigger than the federal senator. Like that.
No, not bigger than the federal senators. I mean, like senators,
state senator.
The state senators and stuff like that. We do have only two federal senators that represent Florida. They both are Republican. As a matter of fact, the used to be one of them, Marco Rubio. And then because now he works with the administration, Trump assigned someone else. So that's just to show you the levels. But I was just trying to show you the levels. Like, she's under that, and then everybody else is below that. So me getting a letter from her, it was like, yo. So when I got the invite, I was like, this is a no-brainer. I feel the vibes on this. So I booked my ticket. I booked my hotel room immediately. But I was going into this blindly. I didn't know anybody there. I didn't know what I was going into. I just thought it was just a dinner, an awards dinner. I didn't know anything about this whole week or this whole weekend. So I'm like, yo, I don't care. I'm going, and I will figure it the F out. Then I think I had mentioned it to you, right? And you was like, say less. I'm in the building. What's up, Kawana? And I was so happy because I didn't have any experience in what to expect, how to work it, how to maneuver anything. So I got there Saturday morning. The event was Saturday evening. So all I had planned to do was just get there. I wanted to get there early. My hotel was attached to the convention center. So I just always do that because it makes my life easier. So I could just walk to the convention or wherever I'm going. So I always get a hotel that's attached to or very close to. So happy I did that. But my dumbass, because I don't travel to DC and I haven't in many years, I ended up booking, I ended up flying into Baltimore, which is 45 minutes from DC. And apparently there's a airport a lot closer, right? Like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, DCA.
So that was my whole, story of getting there. So I was very grateful to find out that Janey was coming, because at least I know that's my partner in crime, and she gonna show me the ropes. And I always tell a story. She was the one who introduced me into this world anyway. So it just seemed like perfect. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up being really perfect. I ain't gonna lie to tell you.
No, it really was. And even like the part that you kind of missed out on is like, you mentioned it to me and I was like, oh, you going up there for Congressional Black Caucus? You were like, I don't know. I was like, no, you absolutely are. Like, that's what this is. It's the gala, the big gala for and you're right, Thomas, there are airports for DC. But he was like, I have no idea. He's like, I think I'm getting this award. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe, but I was like, I don't know. So then I was like, you know what, that'll be. I was like, damn, I wanted to go to Congressional Black Caucus this year, but I didn't plan for it. And then I was talking to Denzel, Burnside, he's in the chat. And he was like, you should come up, pull up, let me know, we got extra rooms through his organization if you need to, somewhere to lodge or whatever. And I was like, okay, but I just didn't plan for it. So when you said it, I was like, he was like, you only going for one day? I was like, oh, F it. I can make that work. I was like, I could get a hotel for one day. And so thank goodness I was able to find a room too in the host hotel as well, or the convention center hotel. It was still a room available. So I was like, okay, let's make this work. Like this is cool. This is cool. Just one day. And then I said it was contingent on if you could get me a ticket to that gala, and you weren't able to. But I ended up talking to one of our, mutual friends or colleagues, Commissioner Gilbert, and I was like, I'm trying to go to network. I want to go to this gala, and he was like, I'll have better networking at my party. He's like, the gala is cool, but he was like, it's gonna be better networking at my party. He's like, regardless on if you get that gala ticket, he's like, it may be tough to get. He's like, I think you should come just for that. And he's like, there's other events that you could go to, and it was like the after parties, like the New York party that we went to. He's like, I think it'll still be worth it, right? And he was absolutely, he was absolutely effing right. So I was like, yay! But I ended up. So I'm like, my reporter, Gabby, our hard news reporter, she's actually based in the DMV area. She lives in Maryland. And so she's like, she was covering it for us. So she's mentioned it in one of our news meetings. And I was like, okay. And I think she put on her agenda, like, I'm going to this gala. Like, they gave me access. I was like, dang. I let her know. I was like, hey, since I'm here, I want to meet you. And that was really cool because I had never met her before. And I was like, I wish I could get access to this thing. I'm like, I forgot about getting a press pass. Like, I'm like, I'm asking for a ticket. I'm like, we're pressed. We always get invites and things. Like, you forgot your superpower. So she sent me the sign up link, and I reached out to them, and they was able to get me a press badge. So I was able to get in and finagle my way that way. And while there, even though like they had this kind of funky thing for press where they didn't get a table, it's like we were sitting like the stands or the rafters watching it. I ended up seeing one of my girls who is like an executive editor for the Washington Informer. In her newspaper does like the insert and the news, like a print edition, like dedicated to CBC. So they, of course, they had a table. So I hit her. I saw her walking, and I texted her. I was like, "Oh, girl, I'm here." She's like, "Oh, we actually have an empty table. Like, there's nobody sitting here. Come over to our table." So it ended up working out. But yeah, like I was like, just days before, I was like, I don't know, until I was like, F it, let's go. After I talked to Commissioner Gilbert,
stars and the sun and the moons were just all aligned.
Everything aligned. It was a good time. And I know our headline says the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're gonna get to all of that, but we talking about the good right now. Hey, right. Gabby. Hey, Gabby is our hard news reporter for High Low News. So if you see anything about government and politics and community, is Gabby leading the charge on that. You may even see some of her footage that she shot and some of the things that we're going to share. And so, yeah, let's Derek, I know we got a visual there. Let's talk about this because we get there, and the first thing that we went to is the Miami-Dade day party or brunch, the 305 day party. And so it was a good time.
Yeah, it really was.
And so as you're
so you know what, for me, so in my experience for the 305 day party, and again, thank you so much, you know, for you to extend it, and Commissioner Oliver Gilbert, Miami-Dade County, District 1. And not only him, it was all of the Black commissioners in Miami-Dade County. So even on there, you could see at the bottom right, that's Commissioner Keon Hardeman, Commissioner Bastian, District number 2. And then, although I didn't get to see him, I know that Keone McGee was also a part of it. So it was those 4 commissioners that threw that 305 day party. And it really, and why I say it was so perfect for me, because it made me feel at home. So I was coming into this like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just figure it out. But to have that be the first event, it just felt like, I got friends in this town.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's what it was. That's what it was. A shout out to 757 in the building. I don't know where that is. But...
I think that might be Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember out of 757.
No, I knew I was being silly, but yeah, shout out to Virginia in the building.
Okay.
But speaking of, we were in that DMV area, but yeah, that's what I loved about the Miami-Dade party. But you know what else I love about because I've been going to it for the last like 2 or 3 years, and what you said?
Show off.
No, shut up. No, shut up. Not show up. I'm like, first of all, I've been trying to drag you to this event for the last couple of years.
I know.
Don't give me too much. But I love the fact that it shows like, and I don't know if you felt this too, but Florida definitely is on the map. Like they're that girl. And it feels like Miami-Dade too is like a player. Like it feels like, of course, you know, New York and LA or whatever, the South, like they go Texas, like the big states, they have their presence. But Florida is definitely, to me, it felt like it's a presence and we're in the mix, like we're players within this whole national politics thing. Because a lot of times it feels like people are forgotten, like they forget us, but this is one of the hottest tickets, you know, over the weekend where people are wanting to come to this brunch. And so to me, when I go to especially since it's the 305 one, like, of course, Florida, that's cool. But, you know, us in Miami, we really don't claim Florida. We don't claim her like that, but we'll do it for this instance. But to have the 305 day, it definitely makes it feel like, okay, Miami is in the building and we are here and we are doing our thing and we're making it known. And the fact that this is the first time in a long time, in decades, since we had this many Black commissioners on the Miami-Dade County dais, it definitely, you know, shows like them saying like, yo, we down there trying to make moves. We know, you know, our governor, some of our elected officials, you know, maybe on some other stuff, but letting y'all know, like in the 305, like we holding it down type shit.
And you know what I was interested to see too, Janey, that so as you can see on there, like, yes, the county commissioners did that, but we also had people from Miami Gardens, city of Miami Gardens. So we even had city officials that were at the 305 party and that also attended the Congressional Black Caucus. So as you see that bottom left picture with you and I, that's Councilman Reggie Leon from the city of Miami Gardens on that one, you know? So that was cool.
Too.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool too, to see some like cities out there.
And we missed the Florida party. I've gone to it in past years, but I heard that the Miami, you know, delegates or whatever you want to call it, officials play a huge role in that as well. And they had Plies to headline that party. So it's Miami's definitely the influential. I mean, we all know this already. Like Miami leads Florida. Like we are that girl. And so I just like to have this visual representation of it. Like, it's like, yeah, y'all see our shit is fly. We're fly. And nobody really parties or like us, you know, like it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
And even Gavin,
audio, let's go.
We got some video. Let's tell y'all a little bit of.
Oh, that's the AKAs. That's the AKAs. So definitely the Divine 9 energy.
That's a lot of you. Come on.
Shout out to all the AKAs.
Exactly. Hey,
Alpha.
they're always doing that. So now hanging with Orlando.
Isn't the guy in the middle running for city of Miami mayor? The guy in the middle, Derek appointed the guy in the middle in the on that video you just showed.
Is he dancing with the Greek?
He's doing the most right there, in the middle, right there.
The blue jacket.
Yeah, with the blue jacket.
I can't believe they let him in a fraternity. He's so silly. I don't even know his name. And he committed the cardinal sin at this party. Oh, look at him. The guy with the sunglasses.
Look.
He always dances so hard at these parties. They be giving coke.
All right, cut it, Derek.
They be giving. I actually have a video of him. I never posted it. I wish I would have remembered, but it's a video of him last year CBC just juking. Oh, what does 06 mean, Eric? That means you a noob? Or does that mean an alpha? Man, he running for the mayor of city of Miami. He is, but he messed up at this event announcing his candidacy at an event that you was not hosting, that is not political. Yeah. And a lot of people was like, what are you doing? I think he shot himself in the foot with that. Homeboy, I don't even know his name. And only black guy I know that's running for city of Miami is Michael Hepburn, but it's Alpha Phi Alpha, okay. Right. But yeah, it was a dope time. It was a dope time, and the food was good, and the drinks was flowing, and they was free, and it just that's what also too I love about CBC parties, like
everything
the drinks and food is included, y'all. You just gotta get in. You just gotta get in them, but they be free, and that'd be good.
Oh, did you have that red snapper with the jerk sauce was everything. I was so grateful because we never get no seafood at certain things, but this one they had shrimp, they had red snapper with that jerk sauce, like I just said, and mac and cheese.
I'm getting mad because
they had rice and peas.
Oh my God, I ain't eat none of it. I was talking so much, and by the time I looked down, the people don't took my plate. Oh my gosh, I was so hurt because I was so hungry, and I heard you talking about that snapper, and I really, really wanted to try it.
Yeah, hard luck.
I know, but next year for sure, I'm going to sit my ass down in the back and eat my food before I socialize. You almost got to, Denzel, stop rubbing it in. Denzel was there too. And I'm mad my stories disappeared because I actually, if you guys follow my personal page, I posted a lot of pictures and stuff like that on the on my story, and we share some of them on High Low News. And we'll actually be dropping our recap tomorrow for you guys to see. So we have some more pictures and videos for you guys to take a look at. But it was a good time. It was a good time. Like here's the thing. It's never gonna not be fun. But are we still talking about the good? We can keep it on the good because we got to go to the next event. We got to talk about the next event.
So just to clarify on the message Tanta said, so these events are all sponsored. So it's not like they're taking money from our taxes to throw these parties or anything like that. These are all sponsored. So when you enter into the event, you get to see. I think Aetna was the main sponsor for that particular 305 day party, and then they had a bunch of other sponsors. So you have companies that are supporting these events for the weekend. So just to give some insight on that, because I didn't understand it either at first, and I was like, "This is what our tax dollars doing." What's up, Ray? How you doing, Ma?
That part.
Yeah, that part for real.
Shout out to Jay in the building. What we on? Jay, we on the Congressional Black Caucus. That's what we on tonight. We talking about our time in DC and us hanging out all around in Chocolate City. Hey, y'all, I'm a PG County girl. My friends have been enjoying CDC for years. So glad to see y'all enjoy the weekend.
Well, some quick thing, right? One of the highlights for me is kind of weird, but I got to mention it. Outside of my room, Janey, I was across from another hotel so I could see the street. And then when I looked down, just kind of taking it all in, I was able to see the not the army, but the
National Guard.
National Guard. So I seen like 2 National Guardsmen standing there, and then after a while, 2 more came up. So it was kind of, just how you want to see the Capitol and the monuments. I wanted to see like the National Guard because I know that.
Oh, you wanted to see the city under arrest by military control.
pretty much, because that shit is never gonna come down here. So I was like, this will be my only chance to really see this kind of energy. No, I'm not in love with it. No, I don't think it's right, but I still wanted to witness it.
You said it was a highlight, so that
it was, because I was like, I'm never gonna get to see this in Miami.
Praise, but yeah, it was wild. I saw some of them walking around. It's wild to see the soldiers armed walking down the street. It doesn't make you feel more safe. I know that, kind of like, okay, like.
Nah, they need to put them in. They need to put them in the hood. They walking around areas that are like tourist areas that people chilling and ain't doing nothing goofy anyway. So if they want to be truly effective, they need to put them in Alphabet City or some of them hoods.
I mean, but see that it becomes problematic because it's like, why are you putting that here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what about our communities are you trying to say? Even though like the obvious is, I mean, we
right.
What's the brain trust?
No crab cakes, Tiff, but thanks for asking. We just ate the free food.
Yeah.
No, I think didn't you have crab cakes?
Damn, what did I have at that restaurant? Oh my gosh. Was it? No. I had seafood. I had seafood tacos.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have crab cakes. But yeah.
Yvette, are you talking about brain trust? Are you talking about the panels? If you're talking about the panels, we got there for parties. So we didn't make it.
We didn't get there until Saturday morning.
Stay tuned for our coverage of on High Low News, because Gabby, our reporter, she attended panels powered by Congresswoman Frederica Wilson and Congresswoman Sheila McCormick and also Congressman James Frost. So she was the one. We'll have coverage of that, but me and PK personally weren't able to attend any of the panels this year. But from what I heard, people in the comments, Denzel, Gabby, I don't know if you're still on, but let us know like what y'all thought about it. They're usually, for me in the past, they've been cool and helpful. So, yeah, I just don't know what they were. I do know. I take that back. Matter of fact, what am I doing? We got it up on our page. I can give y'all the tea right now. So shout out to Gabby. She did a quick little situation for us on High Low News, talking about the panels that were going to be there. And Rep. Wilson and Sheriff Phyllis McCormick, they brought local issues to the national stage. And so if I'm able to share this real quick, let me see me tune with what was really happening right now.
Mom. What's up, Mom? Miss you. Bring your ass home now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mama. I thought I was going to see you today when I came to pick up the light. But I want to share this really quick just to give you guys just an idea on like what the panels kind of include. So Florida lawmakers took center stage at the Congressional Black Caucus Annual Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C. On September 25th and 26th. Rep. Sheila Phyllis McCormick hosted 2 major sessions: Haiti Forward, addressing security challenges, governance, and economic opportunities, and the Energy Brain Trust, meeting the growing energy needs of the digital technologies era. And then on September 26th, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, chair of the U.S. Commission on the Social Status of Black Men and Boys, drew one of the conference's largest crowds as she held 2 discussions: Social Status of Black Men and Boys Education Brain Trust and Don't Build a Jail for Me, Standing Strong Against All Odds. Both focus on dismantling the school-to-prison pipeline and mentoring Black boys. And so you can read our full article on High Low News, and shout out again to Gabby who covered that for us. But as Yvette said, there are brain trusts, there are panels, there are discussions that happen throughout the week. And there's, as I mentioned earlier, they're supposed to be centered around issues that matter to us. Denzel got a opposing view. I didn't feel like we left or got a grasp of how we should be moving. Denzel, hold that out. They painted pictures, but it dealt with the direct target. we're gonna talk about the ugly. We're gonna talk about the ugly, and that's a part of what I guess our criticism. I'll say personally, it's gonna be my criticism of this event and events like this. But hold that thought, because we gonna be coming with it. And low key, we should have probably invited Denzel to come talk since he attended the panel.
That part.
Next time, Denzel, you think about that. But yeah. So the next event, PK, you want to talk about the gala, because that was our next event. Like,
yeah. So again, if I can start with a personal experience. So again, shout out to our congresswoman, or my congresswoman, Sheila McCormick, for the opportunity, for the invite. The one little moment that, was a little sour taste in my mouth, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is to elevate the next situation, was that I had to wait for her chief of staff to bring me my ticket. So I was in the lobby for like an hour. I mean, I love people watching, but after 30 minutes, I'm over it. So
wouldn't anybody be the fuck?
and there was no chairs or nothing. So I mean, I thugged it out. And what's up, Miss Sassy? And then at one point I was like, man, when she pull up, I'm gonna give it to her, man. But when she came, she was there with two people, and she was so nice. Big shout out to Naomi, chief of staff. Such a nice lady. So I was like, all right, I bit my tongue, and I went in, and we all went in together. When I stepped into that area, I have never in my life. I've hosted a bunch of galas. I've been to galas, even as a kid. My father would take me to the Waldorf Astoria. They had a gala for whatever organization he took me there for. So I've seen galas. I've experienced it from young to now. I have never in my life been to such a huge dinner / gala like this. If I had to give you an example, honestly, I felt like I was walking into like an arena full of round tables. Yeah, full of round tables and chairs and a stage and people, and it was amazing. So although I was walking up and walking in like, oh, once I got in there, it was just breathtaking. I was just gasped, with just how beautiful it was to just be in that space and be around so much Black excellence. It was an amazing feeling. Amazing feeling.
I totally agree. And walking into like the main hall where they had the Phoenix Awards, like, is legit. Like, it felt like 20,000 people were there. It was so huge. I never, like, to your point, I've not seen a gala with that many people. And just to give y'all an idea for the fact that like PK and I were able to get in without spending any money. Like, this is not a cheap ticket. This is not like, it's $750 for a silver ticket, and I think it was $1,000 for like a gold level ticket. And so a lot of it is, like he said, to his point, like sponsored, and people, different businesses there. Like I told you guys, my girl, she's the executive editor for the Washington Informer, a Black-owned newspaper there. It's been there for a while, legacy Black-owned newspaper. They bought a table. So it's like generally brands and businesses or sponsors or organizations will buy a table there. And so it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. So once I got in there, I was like, oh, because even though I had attended the conference in past years, I just didn't have an interest in going to the gala. And I was like, I'm not buying the ticket. Like, I'm not going. Had no idea I could use my press pass to go, but still, I just like wasn't really interested in it. And it definitely is one of the events that I definitely want to go to every year now.
No, for real. So so when I say Black excellence, we're talking about actors, actresses, personalities, commentators, just wealthy businessmen and women, politicians on the highest level. As you could see, where it says Phoenix Award dinner, that's Kamala Harris up there. She was an award recipient, as well as your girl from what's that podcast? Gosh, from Native. what's the podcast called? Janey,
Oh,
Native.
Native Land Pod, Angela Rye.
Angela Rye, she was a recipient, and there were some others, but those are the two that I could remember very clearly because I know of both of them. So it was really, really beautiful, really, really nice. I want to talk about my experience at my table.
I'll go for it.
Because I'm walking through there, and shout out to Dr. Steve Gallen, man.
Hey, Dr. Gallen in the building, and Dr. Gallen, we gonna answer that question. Hold on, for we said the good, the bad, and the ugly. We on the good right now, but we gonna get to that ugly, and that's one of the questions that we gonna answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But thanks for tapping in, brother.
Definitely.
So one of the things, like, you walk in and you get a table number, right? So it's just like a wedding or anything else. You get a number to what table you were. So the lady said, like, what's your table number? I told her. So she pulled out the map, and when she showed him, they give you a band. So when I got my band, I saw platinum. I was like, all right, okay, all right. So she showed me on the map. So I mean, I'm telling you, the room is huge. So I had to walk across on like the other side of the room. But basically, the table I was sitting at was maybe like, if it was rows in terms of where the front is, I was in like the fourth row of tables. So when we got there, the seating was scattered. So I came in with two people, a lady and a guy that we were ushered in from the Congresswoman's chief of staff, Naomi. And then when we got there, there were two gentlemen, right, around my age looking, and then there was an older couple that was sitting there. So I come in, respectfully say hi to everybody, what have you. So now the event begins, and I'm seeing these two gentlemen sitting, by themselves, but there's another seat next to them. So I don't know what's really going on. So what happened is that all of the Congress women and men are behind the stage because they bring them all out on the stage.
Yes, I forgot about that part.
Introduce them and all this stuff. So I'm like, because at first I was like, so where's the Congresswoman? She ain't joining me. She pushed me. She said so. What the hell? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? How does this work? My green ass. But nonetheless, like, I realized then when they came up on stage, so they call out everyone's name. Obviously, when they mention Jasmine Crockett, everybody goes crazy, right? He was like the queen of the Congress, members or whatever. And granted, we clearly know why.
I mean, Maxine Waters got a big situation too. I think hers was just as big. So at least I don't know.
Yeah, she got the legacy. She got the legacy clap. Like, God damn, you've been in forever, girl. Yay!
Retire.
Yay for being able to walk across the stage.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, but I mean, that could be a part of the ugly, because I'm gonna chime in on certain.
Oh, we gonna get in. We gonna get into it, y'all.
Okay, so
we gonna get into it. We may not get invited again, but we gonna get into it.
So they all walked up, and then after they all walked up and whatever, then they started coming out at different times. So still, my Congresswoman didn't come out, but I'm seeing other people come out. So one person I saw come out was the hat lady, Frederica Wilson. I have to stop calling her that, because I hope it's not a negative connotation, because I don't mean it as such. But that's how I was introduced to her.
It's kind. I don't think. No, I'm not going to say it's not kind, because I know where you're coming from.
Right.
I don't know if she'll take it as a compliment.
Right, so that's why I don't want to use it. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, right? So she was at the table next to me. So my back was like I could touch her. I could reach my arm and touch her, So I thought that was really cool, and I recognized her, and I know she's also a congresswoman in the neighboring area to where I live. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I seen Reggie Leon.
Councilman Reggie Leon from Miami Gardens.
Miami Gardens was sitting at that table. Wink, wink. And and candidate for city of Miami Gardens is Frederica's son.
Yeah, Paul Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Paul Wilson was there as well, sitting at the table. So I was like, oh, this is cool. We had neighboring tables or what have you. So anyway, so I'm waiting for my Congress woman to come out, and then I'm seeing other Congress people come out, and then I see Jasmine Crockett. I said, okay. She walking, she coming close to me, I'm like walking in my direction. Yo, she sits down at my table.
Whoa, when you told me that, I said, what the F? Not you got the lady, you sitting with the biggest person in the game right now. That was so
yeah.
funny.
But hit a wild shit. I don't understand how none of this works. So I'm sitting here like, why am I like, did they give me the wrong ticket?
You're like, oh shit. I think I'm
supposed to be
at the Texas table.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be at Congress. I'm supposed to be at Congresswoman Sheila McCormick's table. Why they got me a Jasmine Crockett table? But I'm like, well, I'm right here. Anyway, so she sat literally directly across from me. So there was a guy there. So I'm assuming that's her husband. I'm not sure of her marital status, but there was a guy there. And then eventually Congresswoman Sheila McCormick came and she sat next to me with her husband, who was already sitting there as well.
Oh, she had a bad yellow dress on. She came.
Yeah.
I give it the Florida girls. Frederica came with her hat and her feathers and her things. And Sheila had her nice, pretty dress on. Like they looked the F good.
You can see it in the pictures. You can see it in the pictures. So that's she. So next to the Phoenix Award dinner thing with Kamala Harris, in the middle top, that's me there. Yeah. That's the Congresswoman Sheila, and that's her husband to the right of her. And then Frederica Wilson is at the bottom right. You see that's her son all the way to the right, and that's Frederica Wilson, and that's myself. And then also State Representative Marie Woodson was there as well. So cool. Me and her connected, like even more. That was pretty dope. Yeah.
Yes, that yellow was it. When I saw her come out, I said, oh, you better serve for the South Florida girls and let them know that we step when we come out. We don't play with you girls.
Yellow.
Yeah, she looked amazing. Body was tea. I mean, no shade to Jasmine Crockett. Her dress was cute, but it wasn't, to me, and it's just, to me, she should have had on what Sheila had on. Like, you're that girl. Like, you're the Beyonce right now of the Congress people, of the black delegation, of the black politics. You supposed to come step. You supposed to look like Met Gala, Oscars, Emmys, Grammys, all the things. Her dress was cute. It was not giving, I'm the biggest girl in the world. No, Sheila came out like, I'm the biggest girl in the world. Frederica came out like, I've been on this for long. Like, I was so proud of the Florida girls because they came with it. And if we don't do nothing else, we may not pass one law, but we gonna step. We gonna look good doing it.
Yep. I love it. So that was my experience at the table, and it was just epic. I'll end it off with this. When it was over, before the performances came, because I left before you.
And I didn't even have time to post none of my, like, I don't got no visual for y'all, but yeah.
Yeah, but they had a performance that you'll talk about. But when I was leaving, I was watching people line up to take pictures with Jasmine Crockett. And and I was like, because I thought about it like, well, I'm at the same table with her. I'm gonna hit up for a picture. But what happened is that when I got up, I already seen people kind of lining up, and then she was still sitting down where everybody was kind of getting up and socializing. And she almost like low key had them like waiting for her type shit. I was like, hell no, I'm out.
So I asked you, I was like, well, did you get a picture? You was like, nah, I wasn't gonna wait in that.
I'm so straight on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect her. Like, I would have if it made sense, but I'm not waiting around to take a picture. Like, it ain't that serious.
No, I don't blame you too. And sometimes to that point, I don't like feeling like, Miami, we also feel like we are the celebrity too. Until you're right, you're literally a celebrity. So it's kind of like, I'm not finna sit here and be no groupie and be pressed. Right. If it come easy, I get it. If not, no tea. I am not. I mean, the sun will come out tomorrow. I will be okay. I just wanted to show y'all me and Gabby, and because that picture right there It's not what I had on at the gala. So that's me and Gabby at the gala. If you see, I take this off. That was me and PK at the after party, the New York after party. So I did 3 outfit changes. It felt like I went to 3 different places. Like I actually felt like we were there for 3 days. Like we were just moving so much.
Yep.
Here goes some other pictures of me.
Each event felt like a day. Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
I'm giving them other Florida girls. Let me tell you, and I barely did what I wanted to do. So yeah, it was, I didn't feel like, and I was like, oh, next year. And that was like me just randomly grabbing the dress. Next year, I'm stepping. I'm looking like Sheila next year. I don't give a F. I'm coming. I'm stepping on you hoes next. Okay, next. But to your point, the after party was amazing. Not the after party, but the musical performance. The Roots, the legendary Roots band was the headliner. And Music Soul Child was the Music Soul Child was, I'm sorry. I saw a count. First of all, JJ, he talking about who the fuck is Sheila. We talk about Congresswoman Sheila McCormick. She had a beautiful yellow dress on. Julius, I was saying Sheila came. Here goes Sheila. Look, I found Sheila. He came on late. Let me show him Sheila because I found her Instagram page. He's hilarious. I'm like, not you said who the F is Sheila. She's a politician. Look, Miami people. He from Miami. See, look at her body. Adi. Look good. Let me give her. Is it on this thing?
You gotta take the frame off.
Here we are.
Right.
Was that you in the video? Oh, you made the cut of her video. You want me to, let me cut the sound on for this. Let's hear it. Wait, am I tripping? Do y'all hear music and talking at the same time?
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's how she edited the video. Okay, I thought it was me.
She like a baby, don't leave me.
Sheila was doing her ab work.
Going crazy F1 Abu Dhabi. Young rap, I be dripping like an eye. Now overlooking Wall Street, I got my coin staples back from Abu Dhabi. The rotten apple bears new fruit. Everybody doing big business. I'm just trying to make a wish just before my bar finish. Miami doing
Shepherless McCormick. Oh, I forgot. JJ, I hope we don't get flagged. Oh, they so strict about the music, and I learned it on. I forgot to mute it. I'm so sorry. I hope it don't mess up our.
We straight.
I hope we're okay.
I'll call somebody.
You'll call some. Okay, please do something. But yeah, that was a congresswoman looking fly in her dress. But yeah, as I was saying, the Roots, the legendary Roots band. They performed the Music Soul Child. I'm like, I got this free concert, Music Soul Child, or Roots. It was amazing. Papa Keith, you missed the show. Like, I know. It was so good.
I needed to get some rest, and I just needed a minute.
No,
if I didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to show this next slide. We about to
So after the party was the after party, and after the party is the hotel lobby, and yeah. Nah, he gonna call somebody. Who he calling? Yeah. So after the musical performance, it was it, and then actually I walked through, kind of stayed a little bit. There was a after party for the Phoenix Awards, so kind of walked through there, see what that was given. But then we went to the New York after party, and baby,
let's talk about how we got in.
Oh my gosh, please talk about that circus.
We jumped out that Uber Black, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Papa Keith paid for that. Uber Black. Hollow News can't afford that yet. We do we do a step up from the low tier, but we ain't
ain't
do
no
no
shame in my game. It was all of $11. Everything was right around the corner from each other. So don't pay her no mind. All right. Had it been from the airport, 45-minute drive, nah. That was an Uber X all day. Anyway, so it was so smooth because the line was out and wrapped around the corner, and people were trying to get in, and they were like, "Yo, we at capacity. Nobody's coming in." That before.
Oh, we both have heard that before. Clubbing in Miami.
Okay.
They don't stop.
So,
one monkey don't stop no show.
so me and JT, we walked to the front. Of course, we were meeting somebody who was getting us in, and so we were walking in, and they were like, "Only one, only one."
I know they stopped. Y'all, they was gonna stop me.
And it was a lady too. It was a lady too. I had to look at her like, "Yo, you a woman? You really expect me to go inside this party and leave her out here? Like, come on, sis." But the guy, one of the aides from the Congresswoman, said, "It's the Congresswoman's guest. This is it. We won't ask you for we won't ask you for nothing more." I was like, get a white boy too. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, the white boy came through with the bass in his voice. Frodo Baggins got us right inside the thing. Yep. All my Lord of the Rings fans, that's Frodo. He was a little bit like him. And
so we slid right in there. We slid right in there, man. And it was a beautiful thing. As we get in, the party was already at its height. You know what? Not really at its height because the performance ain't started yet, but the party was packed, top to bottom, crazy. And then they say, "Yo, we about to announce our special guest."
Oh, and then
y'all can see.
Me and PK were trying to guess, like, who could it be? I was like,
well, yeah.
We was like, do you think it's gonna be Kumo D? Do you think it's gonna be
Joe, Ja Rule?
Ja Rule? We like, who
would have to be New York because it's a New York party. So just like how Florida had Plies, they're gonna do it based on somebody that comes from there. I had no idea they were gonna draw for the Woo, yo.
The Woo.
Yeah.
WB, stop. And drop a couple of these. Godfrey and Chauncey. We got that.
We may have to mute this too. They're good.
That's good.
It's gonna give us a flag. Yeah, we may have to
hit that next one, Derek. Hit that next one. Let me hear my boy Raekwon get some. Don't mute it. Let's hear it. That next one. Let Raekwon get some.
Look, did the people suspend our line?
Hit that Raekwon one, Derica. Hit that Raekwon one more time.
Oh, is it with Raekwon? Is it
the first one? Yeah, hit that and put on the.
Everybody sing along. Let's go. Shimmy.
They did a tribute to ODB.
Here from the home of the dog, Brooklyn Squad. Who take the this so cool. When you don't even touch my skill, you gotta go to war. Kill me, and you ain't gonna kill now. Drop that down, pass it all around. Lyrics get hard, quick, see back to the ground. For any MC in any 52 states, I get psycho.
Killer Norman Bates.
My producer Sam flow is like bam. Jump on stage and then I get there. I like the way you talk.
Oh baby, I like it, bro.
Look, I am a fake Wu-Tang fan. Like, I respect them for like the legendariness, but I don't know hardly any of their songs. I know the hooks of them.
Got you,
like, I don't know. I saw you. You was in
your New York party.
Yeah,
you would have known all the Plies songs.
I would have. Busted Baby, all of that.
Only
What I
me,
finna say?
only me and Tantis would have known all the Wu-Tangs.
Oh, I saw you. I felt like you was a different nigga there. I felt like you was not the Papa Keith I knew. You
I
felt like
know.
I felt like you was back in New York in the boroughs with your Timberlands on.
Listen,
Oh, what's
if
up,
I had,
kid? What's up, son? Yo, what's good?
all I was missing was some Timberlands.
No, definitely. I was like, oh, this PK shit, right? Like he know this song.
On my New York.
Yes, no, but that was our day. 3 parties, early flight in the morning, super early flight. Me and PK were I was able to get on Papa Keith's flight. So even with me being last minute or whatever, and it was a 7 a.m. flight. So y'all know we had to be to the airport early, and literally the next day we out of there at like 9 o'clock. So it was 24 hours of fun. I felt like that's all we needed, and it was good. I feel like, we don't hit this hour mark. We got to get to the ugly. We got to let, because we need to let some stuff cook before we lose the people who wanted us to talk about this. I'm getting text messages like, talk about the
Get to it.
Okay, what do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You go first, because you got more ugliness to talk about than I do.
No, I won't. Then I should probably go last. No, but I will say, how about this? What would you say is a critique or something that you have liked the scene, or you think that should have been included in the Congressional Black Caucus weekend?
All right, so I can't speak about any of the conferences because I did not attend any of the conferences, so I can't speak on that. All right. What I will speak on is that although I was amazed when I walked into that room, the production was horrible. Like, horrible. There were so many missed cues. Like, honestly, the production was so bad for the Phoenix dinner that, like, that person needs to be fired. Like, I don't know if this is called Phoenix dinner.
Oh, that's inside shade.
Yo, like so many miscues, man. So many miscues. Like, it's like, for instance, so let me give you an example what a miscue was to me. So, like, they would have the recipient, they would say, Janey Tate, recipient of this award, right? And then say, look up at the screen, like we're supposed to see a video reel. It'll just show the picture. Then it'll be dead silence. And then the person will come up and get the award. They won't allow them to talk. And then that was it. So it was just like, and then the MCs were just standing there. So they would let the time pass that if the video was playing, like whether it's a minute or 2 minutes, they'll let that time pass, not say anything. And then the person will walk up, they'll take a picture. The person doesn't get to say anything, not even thank you, nothing short, not even 5 seconds, 30 seconds, nothing. The only person they let talk was obviously former Vice President Harris. She was the only person.
We just let her be vice president. We don't gotta put a former on her thing. We don't gotta put a former.
She can't be vice president right now.
I call him VP Biden when he was, and you call him BP Dick Cheney. Like, they just always the VP.
Okay. I know I go through that.
Calling the white ass senator. He ain't been a senator in 10 years.
I know, but sometimes I say former senator too, real talk. But VP.
You gonna get this black lady her things. She lost the presidency. Can she keep her title?
VP Harris. All right, so she was the only one that was allowed to talk. So I didn't like that because I felt like the people you're awarding, they get it. It's not like a music award. They're not drunk. Like, give them opportunity to say thank you for why they received such a prestigious award in front of thousands of people at this gala. They couldn't say nothing. So the production, horrible. Like, every aspect of it was not good. The way they lined up the Congress people, like they had a riser, but the riser was still low. So they had people. They had one line when they come in, they would all line up this way, right? And then they had another row for you to go behind them. But the riser was so short that if you were short and went behind them, you couldn't be seen. I couldn't even see our Congresswoman. Really? You know what I mean? Once they all lined up. You know, so there was a lot of things like I was like, damn, you like people manifest body this.
And I get what you're saying, for that many people, for what it costs for a ticket, and we know it was probably millions of dollars floating through there. Like, you felt like the production
should have been like the BET Awards at minimum.
That's true.
At minimum, like, come on, like, you know, of course you're not coming out with all the pyrotechnics and all that stuff for performances, but just in terms of how it's run, the production of it, horrible, like no bueno. So that was one of the things for me. And I could only really talk about the dinner and the parties, unfortunately. And next year, of course, I'll be able to weigh in more about the topics. But I would also say about some of the about the parties is that the 305 party, perfect, no issues. I can't even complain about anything whatsoever. The only complaint we have is that they were taking our plates too quickly.
I know, it's like, don't take my food because it's just good.
So I'll sign that for Janey. The New York party, what I would say is just the organization and the flow of getting in. Obviously, it was a lot easier for us versus a lot of other people, but we literally saw people turning around and complaining and being frustrated and stuff like that because they couldn't get in. You know, but you know, Miami, so we know how to deal with that.
Yeah. New York was the issue, and I know our boy Denzel, he was telling us, he was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, before we got over there, he sent me video of like people, and he told me somebody got like escorted away and slammed or something by the police. I guess they were trying to get through. I don't know. Denzel, you could tell us what the issue was, but it was just an altercation. And then it was, to me, like, to me, either do RSVPs or, you know, like, don't just make it this mass thing. Cause I also felt like too, like, and it wasn't that packed in there to me too. So I'm like, why are y'all holding the door? And I don't know if it's a security thing because of, you know, Hakeem Jeffries was there, you know, what is he, the minority speaker of the House? So maybe because of the high ranking officials, like they have to be strict with the security. You have to get patted down and all that stuff. I just still feel like it could have been a better way to do that. Cause like the Florida party is a big deal as well. And I've gone to it and it wasn't like that. Like it could get a little bit jammed up at the door, but I don't remember it being like how that New York party was. So what anything else you would say about like what you felt like could have been better, or any criticism that you had of
I would say that, you know, again, I can't really elaborate too much, but I would say like the messaging overall I think was a miss. I think because of everything that's happening right now in the country, like literally we left the Congressional Black Caucus, and then the next week, as of yesterday, there's a government shutdown. You know what I mean? So I think it could have been an opportunity for us to make a statement as a people. I would have loved to see something like that, where you have all of us here, you have all of these influential people here. What can we do while we're here to really be a statement piece to say how, you know, we feeling about either the current administration or how things are moving currently, whether it's immigration or certain things. We in DC, we all together. You can't get us together like that so easily. Where was the statement or a move or something that could have really resonated? You know what I'm saying? Because besides us coming to talk about it to people right now, nobody knew that happened.
And I mean, the people, Black Caucus. To me, it kind of feels like very insider. And that is also too, maybe like one of the things that people feel like, to me, I feel like the community doesn't know this is something that is happening. And you're supposed to, Mark, to me, a part of the brain trust and the panels is like, these are the hot button issues that we're focused on. What's up, Sherry G? Is that Sherry? Our Sherry that we saw earlier today. Hey, Sherry girl.
While she's there, shout out to iHeart for also being a sponsor, because you know I was looking.
Yeah.
They had about a bunch of sponsors. It was so many, it was hard to decipher, but I certainly was looking. So I was glad to find out that iHeart Radio and Black Effect Podcast had a presence there, and I can't wait next year to be a part of that.
No, definitely. And I'm going to ride your coattail on that. And like I still work at iHeart to get in.
Let's go.
Yes. No, honestly, so of course, this year I did not attend the panel, so I can't speak to those specifically from a personal standpoint. What I will say is it got back to me. Yes, Sherry, let's make it happen. It was getting back to me that people were feeling in some sort of way about the Congressional Black Caucus panels and just the energy of it all. And, to, Denzel's point earlier, he just felt like he was there and he felt like it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. And there was a comment that, the source will remain anonymous, but it was, and this was almost like an indictment on our Florida representatives. They're like, we have all this stuff going on. It's like, yeah, these parties are nice. The Florida party is this or whatever, but we have all these issues going on in our state. And there wasn't like a clear, path or clear direction from our leaders on what we're going to be doing in the state to make things better, to get people activated to vote and register to vote, and how we're going to be flipping races across the state. They just, to me, and to me, I think it's a missed opportunity. And anybody correct me if I'm wrong, if this is not the purpose of this conference, but I'm like, I really felt like it should be more activism involved when it comes to this, because to your point, we're all together. Like I told you, there's all these intersections of industry. So I would have loved to know, to me, there you have the ability to be like, Texas, y'all go over here. Florida, y'all go over here. We have our own convenings, and this is what we're gonna do for our marching orders to get our states going. These are the tools that, as a nonprofit advocacy group, this is what you need to have. Media, local media or whatever. This is what, the top hot button issues that we would like to have covered. Elected officials, this is the type of training that we want you to have, and the type of smart policies that we want you to be fighting for. What are our strategies for coming up into midterms and the next presidential election? Who are the people up next? What do we need to be doing to be preparing ourselves for the next upcoming elections? But also, too, what can we be doing now? Because we're literally at a government standstill when on the federal government with the shutdown. We have, a president that, has been doing just questionable things. And that's as nice as I'm gonna say it, and it feels like a lot of times, and here's the thing, we talking about the Congressional Black Caucus. So probably most of these people are Democrat, right? It feels like a lot of times, and I'm gonna just talk about the Democratic Party as a whole. It feels like it's a lot of this person is so bad. He's bad. He's bad. He's bad. It's like, okay, we all see he's bad. What are we finna do? What are we finna do? Because he's taking away he's attacking freedom of speech, immigration, people in these ICE camps. It's like, what are we going to do? And I feel like that's an opportunity because you're there for a whole effing week. So yeah, your panels and all these things are good. These celebrity parties and panels are good. But I really, really wish to Levi's point, centralized strategy and coordination. It was supposed to be, to Denzel's point, it was supposed to be the most powerful folks in the country, and nothing was laid out. That's sad to me. That's sad to me. I'm in politics, and the Black Caucus has done nothing for the people. How would we feel to see the White Caucus is for the people, we the people? Woo, child. Come on, Queen Anoko.
That's Lisa. That's my first girlfriend.
In the world, Craig? Yeah. Your first girlfriend in the world? Yes. Are you serious? Hey, Lisa.
Back in New York City.
Well, how old were you? Because you can't throw something out there like that. I need to know the tea.
I know, 17, 16, something like that.
So this was young, minor Papa Keith?
Yes.
Queen Naiko. Hey, girl. I want to hear some tea because I want to know what he was like when he was.
You don't got no tea. Shout out to Lisa Belk.
Hey, what's up? But to your point, Levi, as a Democrat, they do a lot of performative politics and not enough strategy. The Republicans played the long game, and we are getting our asses handed to us. Yes, Levi. So here's the other thing too, because we all know about Project 2025. That was a convening. That was like organizations coming together, putting out a plan and saying, this is what we're going to do for white domination, pretty much. And I was hoping that we could have had that energy at the Congressional Black Caucus this year, especially knowing what we all, if that's not what has been in the past, that's fine. But this year, you get what I'm saying? We could have changed it up a little bit.
Well, that's the problem, is that I think too much effort's going to pointing the finger. Like, honestly, I'm exhausted with people showing me what Trump is doing. Like, are
We
we
can
still,
see what he's doing.
surprised? Are we still like, oh, why are you still in that state? I'd rather you show me what you're doing. What are you doing?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Don't show me Trump no more. Show me what you doing. Show me, what you're doing to move that needle, help move that needle, and maybe that'll encourage me and others to want to like connect with that. But if everything that you're sending me is like it comes across like you're just a tattletale, or you just complaining and whining about things versus just doing stuff. Like, I don't have all the answers. I'll be the first to tell you that. You
No,
understand what
it
I'm
is.
saying? But
No,
this
yes.
podcast is the example of what I'm doing. You can see what I'm
Mm.
doing. All right, I'm collecting information, I'm bringing it back to your ass, and I'm talking to you about it in layman's terms, a way you could digest and understand. That's what I'm doing weekly for no money, using our own money to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We got a producer that's pushing buttons on this show for us right now. And she's amazing. But it's to my point, like, you don't see me, oh, look at, oh, this, like, come on, stop. Like, we know who the op is, or whatever the case may be. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly. It's like knowing like you have an enemy and that person is gonna come into your house and beat your ass. And they letting you know I'm finna do this on Thursday, and you just be like, this person finna come in here on Thursday, y'all. They said they finna beat my ass on Thursday. It's like you
You
ain't
don't
finna
lock
go
your
prepare.
doors.
You
You
ain't
don't
locking.
get
You ain't finna
protection.
try to fight nothing. You ain't finna go get a gun. You're not gonna do anything to prepare a defense for this person who gave you the game plan or what they're gonna do to kick your ass. And that's
No.
what to me the Democrats are like. The Republicans are showing you we're going to do this and we're doing this, and they steady saying they doing this, y'all. We see it, we feel it. Everybody feel it at the bank, at the pump, at the grocery store. We feeling it with the jobs. Over 300,000 Black women were laid off from federal government. We feel it.
And
And
that's why Jasmine Crockett is so popular right now, because she seems to be one of the only few that's outspoken, pushing back. But she's on an island, and all we doing is watching her on that island and cheering her off instead of joining her on the island. You understand what I'm saying? And pushing back as well, or being more outspoken, or what I mean, supporting, in that regard. You know what I mean? So I think, a lot of us, and I don't know where y'all want to do with that word us, but a lot of us, we
you
spend too
mean
much.
Black peoples?
I'm not judging that. When I blast out the white, Black, Republicans, Democrats. I blast out the people. Anybody that knows me, I'm not. Republican and Democrat, y'all are gang members. I'll tell you that right now. Yes, I'm registered as one of them, but I don't behave as a gang member. All right. If Republicans do something I like, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, that was cool. You know what I mean? If Democrats do something I don't like, I'll be like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Because I'm not jumped into either one. And maybe I should be an independent, maybe, but right now I'm gonna stay where I'm at, because I grew up in the Democratic Party, and I'd rather take an opportunity to work from within to try to clean it up before I abandon it. So that's my stance on that. But like, to me, it's just like it's just frustrating to witness and to see. And then it's like the point I was going to get into when I was making a little fun of Maxine Waters in a slight little way is that it's just too much of this oligarch stuff. It's just too much of people who just don't want to move up out of spaces and give some young people an opportunity to have their voice be heard and push their narratives and to take a different approach. You know what I'm saying? There's ways we can still honor you and love on you and respect you for the years and stuff that you put in. But if you stay there too long, now you know what? I don't want to honor you. Now you're annoying me. Now you're in the way. Now you're not doing anything, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Now you're frail, and then I'm just supposed to, you know what I'm saying? No, it's real talk. Because now, like, I'm frustrated. Because if I say something, it's like I'm hating, or it's ageism, or I'm doing that. But what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and wait for somebody to die in order to get the change that we deserve? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
That
man.
hard.
we don't have that amount of time. And I'll say this last thing because I could rant, and these people are about to kick me out of their school. For y'all just I'm at Miami Media School doing this because I had a remote.
I forgot you not.
It at 10 o'clock, so I'm okay for now. But you know, a part of the problem, like, listen, for me, and I could only talk about myself, right? For me, in radio, because I like to give myself as an example to let y'all know that it's real. It's not just words coming out of my mouth. All right. On the radio station, Stitches, who comes on before me, was my intern. You understand what I'm saying? Slim City, who's on the station right now. You understand what I'm saying? On my show. I don't have an issue with ushering, you know, fresh faces and voices and people, you know, Miss Sassy. I love to nurture and bring people in and listen to their ideas and give them necks. And then I can move on to something else. Like, that's how this thing needs to work. You know what I mean? And people are just not understanding that. They become a glutton for power. They want to hold on to it. You understand? And they're not moving with the times. They're not understanding, you know, the needs of where we're at right now. And they're just hitting us with these same old talks and rhetorics. And it's just really, really frustrating. It really is. And honestly, that's why I got into this. Because, you know, I said, you know what? You know, if I really want to see some change, let me be that example. Maybe somebody be like, oh, Papa Keith ran for Miramar commissioner. He cool. He ain't a dickhead. He ain't corny. You know, maybe I could do it too. Or maybe I could, you know, jump on that too. And then when I get here, when I get here, what you think I'm doing? You don't think I'm bringing some people who younger than me up in this political game? That's exactly what I'm doing. That's probably 60% of why I want to do this so badly, is so that I can usher in some people to come right in and give it some new blood, and I'll move on to other things. It's all good.
Yes, no, all of that, PK. And I feel like as a community, we need to start championing people and organizations and brands that contribute to us building our infrastructure and independence and education in this space. Because to me, it feels like a lot of times our leaders aren't doing more to make sure people are educated and know what's going on, because they're bought and paid for. So if a lobbyist, if a brand is telling you, hey, it'll actually hurt me if you pass certain laws that do XYZ, I'm not going to do that, because the way our political structure is set up on how you do campaign fundraising, you're almost beholden to these things. And so you have to kind of almost shit on your community in order to be able to get the money to be able to run and get elected to office. And so to me, there needs to be infrastructure created in our community. There needs to be literacy on how government and politics work, in our advocacy groups, in our, you know, stronger elected officials who are actually for the people need to be the ones kind of leading that charge, because a lot of times they have access to funding and different things that the average person ain't gonna have. And I'm like, if you're not investing that in our community so that they can understand what's going on. And I ain't talking about throw up no flyer 3 days before your event, or just keep talking to the few thousand people that follow you. That is not, to me, reaching the community in that way. Let me sit up because it's on my face, but I want to read what Denzel said. The Congressional Black Caucus has failed us on strategy. We don't need more speeches or symbolism. We need what Tavis Smiley was called for: a covenant with Black America, but sharpened with tactics and a long game plan. Claude Anderson already laid out the blueprint on economics, ownership, and power. Yet instead of moving as a collective, we get stuck in short-term wins and photo ops. Until our leaders embrace real strategy, we'll keep gathering in strength, but scattering in impact. Ooh. Ooh. Denzel. That's it. That effing part. That is what it is. Yeah. That is exactly what this is right now. And so for me, my overall criticism is, where is the strategy? Where is the marching orders? Where is the work to be able to help everyday Americans who are struggling to pay their bills, to buy groceries, to pay their expenses, who are losing their health care, losing their rights? Where's the strategy? What are y'all doing to flip seats, to whatever, what's going on? And it's unfortunate that.
What's the 2020? What's the 2026 plan? Like you said, what's the plan?
What's the 2026 plan? Project 2025. What's the project 2026? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, yes, parties and all that stuff is cool. We have a great time. We get the network. But honestly, when you juxtapose it, I was having a conversation with someone, one of the smartest people that I know, and we were talking about this.
What were we saying?
He was saying,
what were we saying?
What? Oh, you stupid. Oh, you think you one of the smartest people I know? You up there, but you not him. Wait, Edwin Sherfilis. Is he related to the Congresswoman? Gotta be.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Not an average everyday name.
Yeah,
but back to the story.
What's up, Edwin?
Yeah, what's up, Edwin? We need to meet then.
No, absolutely. You're gonna have to meet him in a cigar bar, though.
Oh, okay, I'm down. I just gotta take my wig off. Wash it afterwards. But my final thought on it is, when I was talking to this person, they were saying, these parties, it's whatever, but it's like we up against something so crazy where we're literally losing rights that have existed for 50 and 60 years. And it's like, ain't really nothing to celebrate right now in Black America. It ain't really nothing to smile about. Ain't really nothing to celebrate in this way. Like, it's almost the juxtaposition of some of the celebration and things that's going on with what's actually going on with real everyday. So if we keeping it with Black Caucus, Black Americans, it don't really feel like nothing to celebrate right now.
No, I agree with you. And, I definitely do. I believe that balance, I'm big on balance. So I would want to enjoy it like how I did. I would want to go to the brunch next year. I would want to go to the dinner. I would want to go to the New York party. I would want to do everything that we did. But I would also be so happy if there was a piece, like a Million Man March type energy where we could come together and show force. You understand? And all leave on a one accord. Remember, Janey, I say this to all the guests that I have that I bring on that are coming on to talk about the nonprofits and stuff like that. I always say the same thing. I say, if you take a pebble and throw it in the ocean, nobody knows. But if you take those pebbles and gather it together and you can make a boulder and you throw it in the ocean, it makes waves. So that could have been a boulder moment where we all come together on one thing. We just got to agree to one thing. There's so many things we could agree to, in this climate. One thing. And then we all say, boom, we throwing this in the ocean and we're making waves. And then we taking those waves back to our hometown, and being able to now talk to our constituents, our people. Like, I'm there as a radio personality. And I want to give a shout out definitely, because I know we kind of dumping on how it could have been, but I want to give a shout out to Congresswoman, and not because her brother's in here. I was going to do this anyway, Sheila McCormick, because she hit me yesterday. She was the one that told me the government was going to shut down. I was able to go on the radio and tell my listeners that the government was shutting down. And then she called in today and broke it down for my audience. So I want to give props to the people who are making those attempts, who are reaching out. And honestly, I believe she invited me. The letter was nice and everything was cool. But I believe a part of the reason she invited me is for that very reason. Like, you tapped in and you have that audience in Miami that you talk to every day. Let me get you a little bit more activated and in on what's going on up in DC, so that way we could have that connection and you can be that voice to that. And if that was her plan, it worked, and it's working, because that's exactly what happened. So it could have been the same thing, because there were personalities in there from television and radio and all that stuff. If we all left that Black Caucus with one understanding that we're going to go back to our hometowns and our home states and our home cities and our own counties, and we're going to do said thing, that would have put the seal on the whole weekend.
Ooh, that part. I honestly think the first thing that we should focus on is economics and building people's wallets, because when you ain't hungry and you ain't struggling, you could think about the climate change and the LGBTQ rights and the poor people campaign and the educate. Like, you got money, you got time and energy to be able to focus on those other things. And honestly, that's what Dr. King was on when they murdered him, because he started talking about money and economic equality. They were like, I believe they felt like he was going to be too effective. They saw what he already did. It's like, we'll let you get the lunch counter. We'll let you get the segregation, but you ain't going to touch this money. And I think that we as a Black collective, as Black America, need to focus on that first, because I think then the other things can go follow suit. And here's the other thing too. If we start building more Black millionaires, now we don't have to always rely on all these government this and government that, because now I could go to these 5 people who are multimillionaires and they'll fund it. Because let's be real.
You're right, but it's who? Because we have enough Black millionaires right now, but they not stepping up to that plate.
That's what I'm saying. We need more. We need more people, at least with more disposable income.
Right.
And they may not even be millionaires, but if you're making $200,000 a year, you got a little bit of disposable. I hope. If you was only making 50, you get what I'm saying? So it's all relative, but I think that teaching people that, I think, will allow us to be able to get some more other things that are on that list, that long list that Black America needs. And I think we'll be closer to it. But yeah, that's my takeaway. I'll end there.
And so will I, before these people literally kick me out. I don't even hear anybody in the hallways at this point. Again, Miami Media School, just a little recap for people wondering where I'm at and why I'm not suited and booted like I usually am.
I like your fishing department.
I know.
I like your gear. It looks so cute.
Thanks. But I had a remote to do right after work, so I came down to Miami Media School to do it. It went off really, really good. It was a contest to be on air with Papa Keith, so I'm gonna see who the winner is, and then I'll have them on the radio with me. But yeah, I'm still here. So they shut down at 10, so I'm gonna skedaddle. But just want to say thank you, Janey, for giving me a good vibes there at the Congressional Black Caucus for the weekend. We had a good time. Can't wait till next year, and looking forward to attend it in its entirety and really understand and wrap my head around it. Or hopefully by that time I could play a bigger role. Definitely want to get involved with iHeartRadio and see what I could do there with what they got going on. Big shout out to Ruben Robin.
I know. I'm just gonna say that. Former Miami-Dade County president of NAACP. He's doing a lot of great work with kids and youth and just great guy. So
I'm looking forward to next year as well, and hopefully we end up partying with a real purpose. Next year.
Hopefully, I don't know if next year be it, but hopefully we'll be hosting our own party.
Hopefully, we kind of talked about it.
Yes, we did, because we just showed them how to really get it done, and hosting our own panel. Maybe that's what because you could present, I think, ideas. I don't know if to this conference, but
maybe I could do it through the iHeart, because they have a stage that they do, so maybe you could do it through that.
So we can have a conversation, because a shout out to Native Land Pod, Andrew Gillum, Angela Rye. I always forget their third co-host, so please forgive me, but they had a live podcast going there talking about different issues. So maybe PK, to your point, maybe we got to be the change that we want to see. Maybe we come up in there on some activism stuff, and these are the marching orders that we got for our community.
I can see we headed in the right direction. Shout out to my mom, your mom. Shout out to Miss Sassy. Thank you so much, Miss Sassy.
Shout out to Shari Gonzalez.
Shout out to Push.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
And Tammy and Julius and Lex, everybody, family. We appreciate y'all's support.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for your support, and spread the word. Please subscribe. Please share this with someone that you love and that you need to get this message. Please follow us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram at That Part Podcast 305. We really appreciate it. Follow Janey at Janey Tate. Follow at Hilo News as well. Our brands are more important to us than even ourselves. You can follow me at Papa_Keith, but I would love it more if you follow at Just Vote, period. All right?
Yeah, that
Have
part.
a great night.
Drive safely, Papa Keith.
Yes,
Thank you, Derica. Good night, y'all. We love y'all.
Yes.
Bye.